Alright guys, I am back. Tomorrow is May the 10th, I believe. 9th or 10th, it's a Thursday. Tomorrow will be 5 weeks since my accident. If you've been following this series on YouTube, 5 weeks ago was April the 6th. A Thursday morning, I had gone out to film the sunrise on the beach and then was crossing the highway on my way back, and I got hit by a truck and flung in the air and had really no serious internal wounds, no broken bones, but a lot of pain, some muscular injuries, a lot of swelling, quite a bit of road rash. And I'm here today to give you an update on how I'm doing. I happened to have been vlogging that morning because I wanted to kind of vlog what it was like to use a GoPro for the first time as time lapse, and then I vlogged those first 5 days, and then after that I was getting around pretty well, so I sort of forgot to film, but I did do a 10-day update. The thing was, right about 2 weeks, just under 2 weeks after the accident, Michael and I had a trip to Ireland planned. It was, for him it was a work trip, and then we had tacked on a few extra days. So I did vlog every single day that we were in Ireland, and I mentioned mostly just the road rash. At that point I was having very little pain, but I was having to take care of the road rash wounds all over Ireland. That was that was an adventure, but I got through it. And I didn't really feel like my injuries held me back in any way. The first day we got to Ireland was a Tuesday morning, and I rested in the hotel room with my feet propped up for the entire day. I was having a lot of problems with swelling in my left knee that got injured, and it swelled so much in that airplane ride. So I just propped my feet up for the entire day Tuesday. Wednesday, I was so excited to be in Ireland. I walked for like 7 or 8 miles all over Dublin and had a really, really fun time, but I pushed myself a little bit harder than I should have. I was not having any pain, but I caused a lot of swelling to reaccumulate walking that far, especially in my left knee. So I started taking it a little bit easier after that day. Thursday, I spent like half the day in bed before Michael got done with work, and then we were able to do some sightseeing in Dublin that night. Friday, same thing, morning in bed, and then that evening we went out. And then Saturday, we drove to Galway, so I was sitting in the car and we walked around Galway. It was rainy and cold, and I have found when it's chilly, I do a little bit better. I can push myself a little further than I could when I was trying to push myself here at home in the heat. So Galway was a lot of fun. We walked a bit. We didn't walk too much, and we called it a very early night that night because I was starting to get a little sore and stiff. But the next 2 days in Ireland, we were castle hunting and abandoned abbey hunting. We did a lot of really fun things that are all videos I've posted on YouTube. And at that point, I think by Sunday morning, I was completely pain-free. I did continue to take naproxen because I thought it might help with the swelling, or at least help keep me from being in pain. But I never really noticed that naproxen, it didn't really feel like it did anything for me. And I took arnica the whole time I was there because I had a lot of bruising and hematomas. So that, and just putting wound care cream on the road rash, and it got me through Ireland, and I got home fine. I did swell up quite a bit in the flight home, but I've been taking it easy. I have not gone back to work yet. Everything was fine. We got home from Ireland on a Tuesday, and for the next like 7 straight days, I was completely pain-free. I only went to the chiropractor one time, right when we got home. I didn't have any problems, and at that point, I was really joking around. Like, yeah, when I'd run into my neighbors, I would make jokes about my scars and things, and it was sort of like a funny, distant memory for about a week. Then on Tuesday or Wednesday of last week, so now like 8 or 9 days ago, I started to have some back pain, and I should have gone to the chiropractor right away, but I thought I can do TENS, I can do heat at home. I tried to treat it Tuesday. It was a little worse on Wednesday, but it was just sort of irritating. It wasn't terrible. TENS and heat, rested. Thursday, my chiropractor had actually gone on vacation, and that was the day I woke up in so much lower back pain. I went out with Michael to the pool, and I couldn't get comfortable in the pool chair because I was hurting so much. I switched from the naproxen to ibuprofen, and it didn't help much at all. Came back from the pool, tried tensing, tried heat, nothing was helping. Decided I needed to stretch it out, so I took the dog for a walk, our usual route, which is a little more than a mile. I was okay for a little while. Maybe a half a mile into the walk, I felt like an alligator and a shark just bit me on both sides. I was completely doubled over. Didn't think I was going to be able to make it home. I actually, that was a walk I was on, just me and the dog, and Michael wasn't there. I didn't have my phone. I needed to call him for help and I couldn't. Had to walk the whole way home, like bent over at the waist, crying. I hurt so much. Got home, we tried everything. Could not get it to relax, to release. So Friday, I spent the whole day basically with the TENS unit on, abusing the TENS unit. I found with the TENS unit on that it pretty much did help relieve the pain, but it caused muscle spasms in my abdomen, of course, because it's tensing the muscles in my back, so it's pulling on those muscles. I spent the whole day Friday with the TENS unit on, slept on a heating pad, woke up Saturday morning, it was worse. At this point, I was crying, it was terrible, and we had already invited all of our friends over for a Kentucky Derby party on Saturday. And I had been texting the girls all week. I was excited about it. I really thought I could handle my back pain. But it was really tough. I almost did no help for Michael to get ready for this party. I didn't really help him at all. I was just on the couch with the TENS unit trying to be in these weird positions I could get in that would make my backs just alleviate a little bit. And of my two girlfriends, one of them who came over also has sustained a hip injury recently. So we were kind of commiserating. We went ahead with the party. She and I were commiserating. We had our TENS unit on. We were doing our stretches and talking about how bad we were hurting. I gave her some of my naproxen and it really helped her, but the naproxen did not touch the back pain. I sucked it up and got through the Derby party. Sunday, I woke up kind of same thing. We were socially, our social battery was completely drained Saturday. So I was able to just literally lay on the couch. And as long as I was laying on the couch Sunday with the heating pad behind me, I had to prop up with like several pillows, but as long as I had the heating pad and the TENS unit on Sunday, I was mostly pain-free. But standing, twisting, walking, I couldn't walk the dog that day. Sunday was pretty bad. And I was really, really, really frustrated because I thought, I was a nurse for almost 16 years. And in that 16 years, I hurt my back only a couple times, and all of those times were my fault. One of them's actually on my YouTube channel. But they were never serious back injuries. I always tried to use good body mechanics. I always made sure I had help, or I just didn't do something. If I didn't have enough help to feel safe, I didn't do it, or the right equipment. So all those years of nursing, I really never seriously injured my back. And then glory be, like I put in my notice at my job 2 weeks later to the day, what was supposed to be my first day back to work. This happened. I spent 10 days trying to get over the initial injury, had a full week there where I thought everything was fine. I felt fine. And then 4 weeks after the accident, the back pain was absolutely, for me, it was unreal. So I was really frustrated. I cried a lot on Sunday. I cried every day last week, I think. And I was frustrated. I thought, how have I been working such a physically demanding job all of my life without an injury like this? And now I get one after I've tried to turn the page with my career and move on to doing something else. And now I get a back injury. And it was really frustrating for me. I expected, like anything else, I think, I expected my recovery to be completely linear. You start out at the bottom and every day gets a little better and a little better and a little better. And then poof, one day it would go away. And that's what happened, kind of, until poof, one day it was back. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday were progressively worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Monday, I hobbled into the chiropractor. I literally felt like a shark and an alligator were clamped on my lower back. And Michael and I went in together. We had appointments together. She was back from vacation. And I laid on her roller. That helped a little bit while Michael got adjusted. And then she when she went to adjust me, she's like, your lower back is a brick wall. I'm like, I know, I'm in so much pain. I was crying again. I'm just not used to living a life in pain. I'm used to living a pain-free life where my body mechanics work, and I don't really struggle. And I was so frustrated. She has a much nicer, much more high-powered TENS unit than I have. So she put heat and the TENS on for 15 minutes, and then she did cupping. I think I have a little video of what my back looked like with the bruises, which I will try to remember to put in this video. She did cupping, let those sit on for a while, and then she adjusted me. I felt tons better after she adjusted me. Like literally, I was actually able to like twist and bend and pivot without pain, but it was still pretty tight. But I went home. She loaned me this thing that I have talked about before. I talked about it in my 10-day update, and she has one. She had loaned it to me when I first got injured, and I used and abused it until I thought I was better, and I returned it to her. I think I returned it to her right after Ireland because I wasn't using it anymore. Monday, this got added to my Amazon cart. It was here today. Today is Wednesday, and I returned hers because it was out for delivery, and here it is. So I want to talk about this thing. This is not sponsored. They did not send me this for free. We bought this with our own money. But if anybody has any type of issues like I'm having, I cannot recommend this thing enough. Michael and I had a TENS unit. It was about 4 years old, but it had like 24 different modes, and it was something cheap from Amazon. It was not cutting it for me, not as high as it would go, not with all 4 pads, not with any combination of pads, not any combination of vibration. It didn't do anything for me. This makes all the difference. So again, not sponsored. I am getting nothing for talking about this, but what this is called, it's called a Myostorm. Let me take the wrapper off. I don't even know how to describe it to you. It's a ball, and I'll show you. Vibration and heat therapy massage ball. I don't think this will be charged, so I can't really show you. If it has a design flaw, the design flaw would be it takes forever for this thing to come to a full charge. And I just got it in the mail like 5 minutes ago. But trigger point release, relaxes tight muscles, soothing heat, increases flexibility, therapeutic vibration, relieves pain. It's got 3 vibration modes, the heat of up to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. And a lithium polymer battery allows 90 plus minutes of use with all settings maxed out. That's fair. I think it probably does last about 90 minutes when it's fully charged, but like I said, the only flaw would be the battery taking forever. But let me show you what this box looks like. I love this thing. I loved it when she loaned it to me. I lived on it. I used it in the car. I used it in the plane. I used it all over Ireland. Thought I was over all of my injuries. Took it back to her. A week later, I'm borrowing it again. Used and abused it. Immediately added mine to cart. Took 2 days to get here. This is going with me everywhere I go from now on. Love it so much. Hers was gray, mine is teal. Of course, mine's teal, my favorite color. Is it gonna come on? Ah, well, you can see what it looks like. It's like a silicone-y, rubbery ball. It's kind of the same texture as, actually this, I thought this was one of Michael's stress balls. This is my dog's ball. It's very silicone-y, very grippy. I don't know if you can see, it's got those little pinpoints on it. So it does not, like it'll roll if you mechanically make it roll, but it doesn't slip. So wherever you put it, if you're, like for me, I like to pin it between my back and a hard back chair and then roll it around wherever I need it to go. It can roll up and down, side to side, whatever, but it won't slip around. So if wherever you got it, it will stay. That's how you power it on. The vibration is right here. There's 3 settings, but I actually found the lowest setting just to save the battery was, for me, it was fine. And then over here is the heat, and like I said, it gets up to 120 degrees. This thing is amazing. I am so thrilled to have my own. I'm so glad. It's a class 1 medical device. Michael looked it up online. So I don't think anybody could get hurt with this, but it's called Myostorm Meteor. There you go. If you need to look it up, there you go. Myostorm Meteor. It's absolutely amazing. If you have lower back pain, stiffness, tightness like I do, cannot recommend this enough. I'm gonna go throw this on the charger so it can be ready for me when I need it again. I went back to the chiropractor today. Today's Wednesday. I keep forgetting what day it is. All my days have been running together since I've been off of work. I went back to the chiropractor today and I told her, I said, I'm feeling fine. My lower back is not a huge deal like it was, but she did give me a really good adjustment. The thing that started happening on Monday after my back fixed itself was my left knee started bothering me again. Again, this was a problem I thought had gone away during the Ireland trip and wasn't an issue anymore. But over the last few days, my left knee it feels like there's a swelling or a pressure ball inside the kneecap that's like bursting to come out and it can't get out because of, the kneecap, the bone. So she put a lot of arnica all around it and she spent a long time scraping fluid out of it, and it immediately felt better. When I stood up and put weight on it, immediately, like the pain had gone from, at a 0 to 10 scale, I would have given it like a 7 or an 8. When I walked into her office, it was like a 2 after she scraped all that fluid out. So all of that to say, it's not been a completely linear recovery. I don't think it was fair for me to assume everything when it went away for the first time was gone forever. I'm certainly not thinking that any of this will be lifelong issues that I have to deal with. But I was really discouraged when I started having pain again. I think I had tried so hard between seeing the chiropractor, what did we say? It was like 10 times in 11 days, and doing my stretches and my pills and my heat and my TENS and my just all the things Michael and I were doing to get better, because I didn't want to miss out on our trip to Ireland. And then Ireland was fairly easy to get through. It wasn't a rugged, intensive trip. Came home from Ireland and I was, excited to be working on the footage for the films. And I think I just kind of thought everything was, in the past behind me. Never really been one to have a lot of back pain in my life. Certainly it was always short-lived. And I couldn't think of anything I had done to irritate my back last week or injure it again. So it was kind of naive for me to think that 10 days in, 14 days after, that I was fine, that I was back to baseline, because I wasn't. I'm probably still not. But every day I think is, getting me further away from the accident, and I'm doing everything I possibly can do to get better. I still see the chiropractor once a week, but that's back to the way it was before. Twice this week. Probably should have been twice last week. It might be 2 times a week for a while. And we have another trip coming up this weekend. I am probably going to make a movie out of it, but I don't know how much I'll actually film. We're taking Michael's mother to New York City, and I'm really excited for Mother's Day. But we are going to be stopping by in Charlotte on our way back from New York City, which is where I'm from, and my lifelong favorite chiropractor of all time is there. So I'm going to see him on Monday. I can't wait to tell him everything that happened. Get adjusted by him on Monday. So then we're going to go see our current chiropractor here in Florida again on Thursday. So I think I'm probably at the point where I need to go twice a week for a little while. Maybe not cut it back. Not everything can be back to the way it was before the accident just yet. As far as working, I am not really in shape to go back to work yet. I probably could get through a shift without pain. The problem is there are so many situations as a nurse working where I would be putting myself at risk to re-injure my back. And since I'm still having this on again, off again back pain, not to mention the knee pain, I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm vulnerable anyway and I get hurt again or get hurt worse. I don't want to neglect my patients because I'm being so careful of taking care of myself that I don't take care of them. Nursing right now is a short-staffed, underfunded field. There aren't always enough other staff there to help me. It's just the way it is. I don't feel like I could give quality care to my patients right now, and I also feel like I'm putting myself at an unnecessary risk. So I haven't gone back to work yet. I'm sure down the road at some point that I will, but I want to wait until I'm confident I can do my job without getting injured again or injured worse. I do think my lower back is a little bit vulnerable right now, just after everything I've been through, getting hit, getting thrown, landing on the GoPro, landing on the pavement. I do think I can see that most of the swelling has gone down, except in my left knee. My left knee is still pretty swollen. But there are still some big road rash on my left thigh and the outside of my left knee, and they both have, you can feel it if you rub them, they both still have a pretty good size, I guess a hematoma or fluid accumulation underneath of them. So not really ready to go back to work just yet. But the brain thing, that was the other thing. I think the brain thing has cleared itself up. It's been a while since I've had one of those issues. On my 10 days after my accident update, I talked about I was experiencing a weird phenomena with my brain. I don't even really know if I could describe it for this video. I was having a very hard time comprehending, Michael mostly, but I would be having conversations and then it was like you just wiped an Etch-a-Sketch. I would be in the middle of a conversation and absolutely not know how long we had been talking, what we had no idea what we had been talking about. It was weird. It was like I just blanked. That was happening. I was being super forgetful. I would start one task and then leave it in the middle and go start another task and abandon it and go start another, which is not me at all. I'm very, very German. I'm very methodical, meticulous. I start something, I do it thoroughly, I finish it, I move on. Like I don't multitask very well. And I was doing that weird thing where I would go around the house finding all these things I had started to do and not finished. And that is not me at all. I am not that kind of person. So those were some weird little kind of flukes that we were noticing. I don't think that I bumped my head. Pretty sure I didn't black out. Even though I don't really remember, there was so much chaos and adrenaline that morning. I don't really remember everything that happened. But I'm pretty sure I didn't black out or lose consciousness or anything. But anyway, all that to say, I think the brain thing is done and dusted. Not to say I don't forget things, but I'm back to being able to start a task and see it through, finish it. I'm back to my baseline level of comprehension. That isn't to say I'm smart, but I'm able to follow through a conversation and understand all the way to the end and remember. So I think the brain thing was a tempest in a teapot. I was worried about it, or a little bit worried, but we kind of thought it would be transient with the trauma, and it went away. So where I'm at, I am so grateful that I'm alive. I'm so grateful that I didn't sustain any serious injuries, because I certainly could have. That wreck could have, if you had to tell me I had to get hit in the middle of a highway, there was no way to avoid being hit. I could not have asked for a better situation. I didn't have any internal bleeding. I didn't damage my spleen. I didn't break any bones. I didn't knock out any teeth. I didn't lose an eye. I didn't hit my head. Nothing serious happened to me. Just a lot of muscles were damaged, I guess, in the fall, in the impact, falling on the camera and those types of things. The swelling, it was all really just really painful. Of course, the road rash, injuries, and psychological. So I could not have been more lucky, and I will always be grateful. Today I went to Target and I bought a thank you card. I don't remember if I told the story when I was telling the accident story, but it happened right in front of an urgent care, and I want to say they were nurses, but I don't know. 2 women in scrubs were about to clock into work, and they either saw or heard it happen. And when I got knocked into the road, it's just chaos. I don't really remember what happened, but they were there. They were like right down in the road, in the street, in my face, helping me to calm down, having me deep breathe, protecting me from oncoming traffic, because I wasn't sure if I could even stand up at that point, helping me just kind of get control of my emotions and nerves. and I didn't catch their names, or if they told me their names, I forgot them. But I haven't forgot them. Like I've thought about them probably every single day since this accident. Had that been me and I saw somebody get hurt in the middle of the highway and then I was there to help, and I would probably always wonder how that person was doing. So I wrote them a thank you card today. I put a little picture of me and Michael in it, and I wrote them a card and basically told them that I was just grateful that they were the good Samaritans in my life, found me on the side of the road and helped me. And I gave them a little update, just how much better I'm doing today and how I'm doing. So I'm sure they might be curious if they remember. They probably remember. And other than that, I'm just taking it each day, looking forward and refusing to accept that this will follow me into my future. I'm going to continue to push forward with the healthiest lifestyle that I know how to do. Not to say I don't eat pizza and cake once a week or two, I do. But it turned out it worked for me. I can't say that if this happened to just anybody that what I did would work for them, because in a million years I would never encourage not one single person not to seek immediate emergent medical attention if the same thing happened to them as what happened to me. It was a gamble that I took, and I knew I was taking a gamble, a big one. But Michael's a doctor, I'm a nurse, and we have an amazing chiropractor. I still don't know if I should mention her by name on here because she might not appreciate being dragged into this, publicly, but between the three of us, we just played it literally day by day, hour by hour for Michael. I mean, hour by hour, he was trying to assess if I was having any change or signs of things that there may not even be any change or sign of. But it worked out for me. I am not here to advocate that everybody else do what I did, but I'm here to be a testimony that it worked for me. And I stand by the decisions that we made for myself. Maybe not for everybody, but for me. I am at this point just seeing a chiropractor 2 times a week instead of 1, using my MyoStorm and scar cream. So I will insert those videos so you can see what things are looking like for me now, but I don't think I have anything else to say. I think that wraps it up. I don't even have a thumbnail planned for this video, so I think I'm going to use a cute photo I took of me and Michael this past Saturday at our Kentucky Derby party. I think I have one in all the photos we took this weekend. You can see my TENS unit hanging out of my shirt, but I think I took one. I think I took one where you can't see the TENS unit, so that'll be the one I used if that's the case. Anyway, there you go. That is my 5-week update. It happened 5 weeks ago today, on April the 6th of 2023. That was a Thursday. I have already forgot if today is May 9th or 10th, but this is a Thursday, and no, this is a Wednesday. Goodness me. Maybe the brain thing is still a problem after all. Today is a Wednesday, not a Thursday. I don't know why I said that. Pardon me, but today is Wednesday, May the 9th, something like that. I will put it here on the screen since I don't remember. Hope all of y'all are doing well. I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Oh, what day is it today?
Today is Friday.
Oh, wait, is it Cinco de Mayo or May?
It is. It's Cinco de Mayo. Yesterday was May the 4th.
There's so many holidays.
I know. Tomorrow's Derby Day for those of you
with you.
who follow.
Cinco de Mayo?
Yeah.
What is today? Which race? Is this the little girls' race too?
Today is the Kentucky Oaks. This is where the fillies run on the turf.
So as you can see, I'm not 100% recovered.
No. Yesterday was a month.
Yep. No, tomorrow will be a month. Today is May the 5th. Tomorrow is May the 6th.
Sorry, I was thinking of Thursdays. It's been 4 Thursdays.
I happened on April the 6th.
Yeah.
So tomorrow I was going to sit down and film an update. But over the last few days, I've been doing an awful lot of this and a lot of the TENS unit. I'm down to seeing the chiropractor only once a week, and that might be not quite enough. I don't need to go every day, but I probably should have sneaked in a second visit this week. And Michael did try to make me go this week, and I thought, you know what, I can TENS.
Heavily persuaded.
I can TENS and heat at home, which is what I've done. I have a lot of lower back pain and pain right in the front between my ribs. I know it's all muscular.
And then there's what's left of the road
Oh
rash.
yeah, the road rash looks great.
Very new skin.
It doesn't hurt. It's all intact. I use Mederma twice a day. Minus the lower back pain, I'm pretty much there. I have not gone back to work yet. There is no way I could work a job as physically demanding as mine.
No,
This shape.
you couldn't roll patients.
I wouldn't be safe.
You can barely help yourself up out of the
Either it
bed.
would make the pain worse, make the injury worse, or if nothing else, I'd be slacking basically because I would not be able to do the work. So I haven't gone back to work yet, but I am spending a lot of time working on recoup and rehab. I can get around just fine. The only two things that make this bad are walking at a fast pace. Like when I'm walking my dog and I want her to get, some good exercise, and I want exercise too. Walking at a fast pace and then sitting upright with no back support. I can sit in one of my chairs with a back, or sit on the couch with a cushion. I can sit up all day long, but to sit upright without back support is, I just can't do it. Not for long. So that's where I'm at. I wanted to have a little clip for my update video tomorrow. Other than this, I've stopped the naproxen and I take ibuprofen twice a day.
Prescription limit.
Prescription dose. TENS, heat, roll. I think that's really all I do. TENS, heat, roll, chiropractor, and ibuprofen. That's really all I'm doing right now. And I am surviving and thriving, right? Any thoughts you need to add?
I don't think you're thriving.
Well,
You have clearly survived.
I consider myself thriving because I'm not permanently disabled from what could have been the results of what happened. And I am doing my best to get back to baseline. And I think I will be there one of these days.
I do too. I just don't think
It's
you're
not
there
today.
yet. It's not
It's
today.
not today. I need this hurts a lot, but it hurts so good. It feels really good. I cannot roll. I wish I could roll my side and my front, but that hurts way too much. So I try to do. How did I get all the way over here? I try to do my lower back at least. I've been doing this every day for the last few days, and it does help quite a bit. So